Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Wednesday, September 4th, late one here. Past my bedtime already. But I want to get this in before tomorrow because we got some important things going on. And shout out to everybody joining me here, filling up in the chat this evening. Hey, just want to let you know, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure you hit that little notification bell. You know, a lot of people aren't getting notifications. And please, thumbs up, smash that like button, like that smash button. Got to do what we can to combat those algorithms. So thank you all for tuning in. And a couple of things before we get started. If you want to support the independent journalism work that I do, a few ways you can do that I wanted to let you know. First of all, Patreon. I do weekly live chats on Patreon now. Got the first one going on tomorrow. And also some giveaways. Just have fun on there. Do different things on Patreon. So check that out. Links will be below for that. Also, I've had some inquiries about this. You can find addresses for Bitcoin wallet. I put those up. Those will also be in the description below. Some people wanted to donate to me via crypto, so putting those back up. And then lastly, my website. You can grab different products, things, swag on my website. If you type in the code DTI10, 10% off everything from my website till the end of the weekend. So there's some things for you guys. Check the description for all of that. Thank you for your support if you do. Now let's get into business. So first of all, reminder, Jim Watkins testifying tomorrow morning. Jim Watkins, the owner of 8chan, testifying in front of Congress tomorrow, I think bright and early, like 9:30 Eastern, which is like 6:30 a.m. for me. I think it's about that time. So if you're up that early, check in, try and watch it live. If it is being streamed live, I'm not sure if it is or not, but we'll see what happens with his testimony tomorrow. He's been kind of quiet. Him and the admin of 8chan Code Monkey, they've actually been kind of quiet, even though they've been telling us to be loud about it. Don't know what they're doing behind the scenes or they've got going on, but nevertheless, I'm definitely being loud about the fake news going on about 8chan because like clockwork, we knew this was going to happen, and I've been calling it, other people have been calling it, and the day before Jim Watkins testifies in front of Congress, what a coincidence. A bunch of mainstream media, print propaganda, print attacks against 8chan. Wall Street Journal here, which normally, I don't have a problem with Wall Street Journal, but they get an F for this one. Check this article out. So what's his kill count? The toxic online world where mass shooters thrive. Subtitle, suspects in recent attacks allegedly posted to hate-filled forums such as 8chan. Again, allegedly. Allegedly. They keep reporting these things, and of course saying the word allegedly, well, anybody can allege anything, can't they? It has not been proven that these manifestos were posted to 8chan before these mass shootings like the one in New Zealand, pictured here, like the one recently in El Paso, Texas, has not been proven. So, there's that from Wall Street Journal. How about this from Vice? Vice most definitely sucks. Everything from Vice sucks. Shocking number of Americans just want to let them all burn. Look at the freaking photo they used for this one too. Like, what a way to subliminally program the people. Like, MAGA folks are nuts. Taking the shot of this guy from what looks to be a rally there. And this article, they're trying to paint, of course, conspiracy theorists, people who research these things, as violent. They're disengaged from society. They're alienated. They have a need for chaos. Pathetic, Vice. We don't have a need for chaos at all. We have a thirst for peace, don't we? That's why we're trying to research why everything's the way it is in our world. So that's that from Vice. And then NBC News, again, like clockwork. These are so predictable. Right here, 8chan founder, current owner will, quote, lie during congressional testimony. So the original founder of 8chan, his name was Frederick Brennan. He sold it in 2016 to Jim Watkins, who's testifying tomorrow. Frederick Brennan has been just going off, calling Q a cult, doing these interviews with mainstream media outlets and these, shill journalists. It's really weird. Don't know what his deal is. Seems to have turned at some point in time. I'm not sure. But anyway, he's saying Jim Watkins a lie. And he did an interview with the QAnon Anonymous podcast that Travis View and a couple of his friends host. Total propaganda. And Ben Collins from NBC writing this one again. Predictable, clockwork. It's all just the same nonsense. And again, coincidence. The day before Jim Watkins testifies in front of Congress, we knew this was coming, and we were calling it. That's why we do have to be loud about it, Bring the truth. And then right here, the Washington Post, conspiracy theories are a dangerous threat to our democracy. And again, this leading photo they use, subliminally programming their readers. And then in this particular article, I found it funny that they're saying conspiracy theorists are outsiders. They're pessimistic about the future, negative about others, victimized by people in power, feeling that way. So here's what we know. This author claims to write, people who believe in conspiracy theories are prone to cognitive error, and these are the people that America's leaders are ethically most duty-bound to help and protect. At the very least, they should never be exploited. So the Washington Post here is saying these poor conspiracy theorists, they're victims. They shouldn't be exploited. How ironic. You see all these articles. God, they're sick in the head. And they're not very smart, are they? They either just don't look in a mirror, have zero self-awareness, or they just like to lie. Don't know, don't care. Don't read their BS. So let's talk about some conspiracy theories here, right? Let's talk about what's real. How about Epstein? This is not a conspiracy theory. It's being proven to the mainstream right now, right? And shoot, when Jeffrey Epstein died, basically everybody became a conspiracy theorist. But Daily Mail reporting here on the 10,000 plus pages of documents in Jeffrey Epstein's case that still have yet to be unsealed. 10,000 to 20,000 more pages. Remember, just a month ago, only 2,000 were unsealed. So we've got a lot more coming. And the first line in this article says as many as 1,000 people, including celebrities, are implicated in thousands of pages of court documents from a Jeffrey Epstein lawsuit. It's a lawsuit against Ghislaine Maxwell, who I think's still on the run. Maybe. And then don't forget, Mr. John Doe, Mr. Anonymous Person, tried to file a motion in this court case yesterday to try to prevent these unsealings because it would, quote, damage the reputation of people involved. Oh, yeah. Stupid people, sick people, really arrogant. Yeah, these are going to be unsealed, most definitely. So that's that. Prince Andrew, also on this topic, out of Britain here, Sky News, Prince Andrew engagements in Northern Ireland are cancelled in wake of Epstein's scandal. So he was supposed to meet with some royalty, I think, there in Northern Ireland, and the hosts of these events are canceling his engagement. It's not the royal palace, it's the hosts. And the hosts are saying because his presence would change the narrative. Yeah, damn right it would. That's the power of public awareness, right? Change the narrative. Too many people will be talking about his atrocities, his allegations, that, yeah, change the narrative. So, there you go. Him getting lit up. And then moving on here to Hurricane Dorian real quick. You know, a lot of people speculating on weather manipulation. I've seen some interesting things about weather radar being used and maybe some modification. I'm not sure, okay? But what I want to talk to you about here is a news report showing bricks of cocaine, kilos of cocaine washing up on the beach in Florida because the hurricane, I guess, I don't know, stirring up the waters or something, washing this coke on shore, and the police are putting out warnings to people to look for some like 15 to 20 kilos just spread out, I guess, on the Florida beach. I don't know. It's just funny to me and really weird. I'm just thinking, like, is this the CIA's new way of trafficking cocaine into the country? Now that the border wall is going up, what? They've got to just, like, spread it out in the ocean and hope it washes ashore? I don't know. Weird stuff going on there. And how about on to big tech problems? Problems going on for big tech. So I saw this tweet from a reporter, a CNN reporter. So yes, CNN, you know, take that into account. And he was claiming, according to his sources, didn't name the sources, so take that all into consideration. CNN reporter, anonymous sources. But according to him, FBI, Department of Homeland Security, and Department of National Intelligence officials were at Facebook's headquarters today meeting with reps from Facebook, Twitter, Google, and Microsoft because they wanted to talk about online disinformation, election security, things like that. So, don't know if it's true. If it is true, I hope they were laying the smackdown. I hope these freaking tech companies are being taken to the woodshed. They most definitely need to be. They kind of are, a little bit. We've got the FTC today fining Google and YouTube $170 million over collecting kids' personal info. Now, we know that Google and YouTube do a lot more shady stuff than that with the info they collect on us, and especially what they do with children, trying to lure them in. Just a lot of weird videos on there too, weird people that lurk around YouTube. But $170 million, I mean, this is sort of a drop in the bucket compared to what they should be fined. But nevertheless, don't forget, we've got multiple antitrust investigations going on in these companies. Federal level, DOJ. Next week it said that the state attorney generals are going to announce their antitrust investigation. So I hope a lot more is coming. Hope a lot more is coming. And one thing that's definitely coming is some PR, because all these big tech companies are in the spotlight right now. They're on the chopping block. We've got some PR bullshit coming from them. So, CEO of YouTube, Susan Wojcicki, here. This was the blog post that she put out yesterday. I talked about it yesterday, but I'm just showing you again here. This is the blog post where they were saying, yeah, we've taken down 100,000 videos from April to June and 17,000 accounts, which was like 5 times more than the previous months. You know, they're 4 R's: remove, raise, reward, reduce, reuse, recycle. I don't know. Basically, they're just, hate speech. They're using hate speech as an excuse to censor more content and make it seem like it's for the public's benefit. Trying to wash their hands. And yeah, nonsense. And same thing with Facebook right here, debuting a vaccine pop-up window to stop the spread of misinformation. So they're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep doing this until, I don't know. I hope the feds are doing something. Hope these antitrust investigations do something. We're just going to keep seeing this until something breaks with these companies, some sort of lawsuit or litigation. But Facebook debuting vaccine pop-up windows. Pop-up windows. I was talking about Pinterest yesterday. This is exactly what Pinterest is doing. Now when anybody searches for vaccine anything on Pinterest, they just get taken directly to the CDC's website or the World Health Organization's website. It's like leading people right into the propaganda bullshit that they want you to think. Facebook doing the same thing here, bringing you pop-ups. Good news is that, we've been trained our whole lives to avoid pop-ups, right? So, I don't know what they're expecting. This is not the vaccine information you're looking for. Trying to pull some, Sith mind tricks. And, they're just trying to lead people right to the CDC, right to the World Health Organization with pop-ups. Doing it on Instagram, too. Facebook owning Instagram, of course. So, desperation. Desperation. That's all you can say. Anything they can do. It's sick stuff. And on that vaccine topic, California, if you're there, be careful. If you can get out, get out. Things are getting weird there. California Assembly advancing State Bill 276, which is cracking down on vaccine exemptions. Out of the Los Angeles Times here, of course, they use Senator Pan as their poster child for mandatory vaccinations. That sick bastard. But SB 276 being passed there now, moving on to the governor's desk. So you can pretty much be assured that he's gonna sign that. Scary times in many of these heavily infiltrated states like California. Man, beautiful, beautiful state. NorCal, SoCal, love the whole state, but I don't like to be there for too long of periods. It's getting a little weird. And now moving on to good old UFOs. Good old space. Okay, so got a few articles on this, then we'll finish up. But I think I was just talking about yesterday how we're going to be seeing a lot more articles on UFOs, especially getting towards the end of the year and into next year in the 2020 election. I think it's one of those cards that we're going to see just a lot of psyop BS about. But pretty much as I was doing a video yesterday saying this comes out of the Washington Examiner. And you can see the headline here, the Blink-182 guy, Tom DeLonge, is failing to persuade people about UFOs. Huh. Well, what do I have to say about this? A few things. Number one, pretty interesting angle they're taking. The skeptics angle. Typically from the mainstream media, all we've been seeing about Tom DeLonge is like news articles all over his nuts. Basically, yay, UFOs, yay, look at this guy, look at his team, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's been the New York Times, it's been the Washington Post, it's been Politico, it's been all of these, like, corporate propaganda rags that are pushing Tom DeLonge and his To the Stars Academy and all these UFO videos and the information associated with it. So it's interesting, it's surprising to see a mainstream media article go the other way. And it being the Washington Examiner, you know, not one of the typical corporate rags. Not saying they're perfect by any means, but it's good to see. Good to see some skepticism come out in the mainstream about this, what I've been calling half-ass UFO disclosure. But nevertheless, I mean, we're going to see, I'm sure, in WAPO, New York Times, and all those, you know, Vice, all those big mainstream media journals, and I mean even in the ufology community underground though, you know, we've got a lot of pundits, talking heads, a lot of people who I think are controlled opposition or influenced in some way. They're pushing this Tom DeLonge BS too. So towards the end of the year, we're going to see a lot of UFO pushes, right? A lot of PSYOP stuff. I think this Area 51 event is one of those. You know, out of Time magazine here, this is an article that just came out yesterday. We're seeing a lot of articles talking about these festivals planned for that Storm Area 51 event. I mean, that's just in what, a few weeks here now? And apparently, a Nevada county actually approved these guidelines to allow some of these folks to hold a pretty big event. An event they want to draw like 5,000 to 10,000 people there for. The Area 51 thing. So, you know, this is a way they can push that UFO topic into the mainstream, but they're not going to use Tom DeLonge with this because he's kind of been tainted. I mean, a lot of people just don't care and are picking apart all the weird associations and what's wrong with that agenda. But they can use this innocent Area 51 thing, and I want to know who the heck are the event organizers behind this. I'm finding like no information on that. The whole official story behind this is that one dude started this Facebook page and then somehow it went viral, and now there's all this hubbub, these events going on. But that one dude that started that Facebook page that went viral, he's not going to be able to do this on his own. There's got to be like a staff or a group or somebody that's well organized and maybe well funded if they're putting an event that large together. A music festival and food and all this stuff. It's like, I don't know. There's something I think that's a lot deeper behind this Area 51 thing, and a lot of answers that I'm looking for. It's just weird to me, you know? And of course, with this Area 51 thing, it's an easy way, like I said, for them to subtly push a lot of the UFO information and gatekeepers, psyops that they're doing. So be wary of all that. And then last thing I want to leave you guys with here is these really interesting photographs of what look to be craft, maybe an experimental craft or a craft that's in some black project that's operational. But anyway, it comes from the Third Phase of the Moon YouTube channel, uploaded a couple days ago. I actually met those guys behind Third Phase of the Moon when I was on the Big Island of Hawaii earlier this year. Did a video with them too. It's cool guys, but anyway, they posted these photographs that they got from Portland, Oregon. The person who took these photos is from Portland, Oregon, and you can see them here. Those are running pretty quick. I'll play this. These photographs, I don't know. You know, they, on one hand, a couple of them look a little CGI, but some other ones, I don't know, don't. They're very clear. They're very, very clear. And if this is some sort of, people are calling it TR3B, they're calling it TR3B here. It's not a TR3B, let's be real. If we know the name of these crafts, they've likely changed the name in the black projects by now. And we'll talk about the TR3B in a sec. But this is a little different looking of a design. But nevertheless, I don't know, could be. Could be a way that some guys are showing these crafts over some more urban areas. Maybe some white hat groups or good guys behind the scenes looking to prep the public. Get these things out, get some photographs taken onto some conspiracy channels, people talking about it, you know. Kind of a soft disclosure in a way. And they're going to disclose these things, these technologies that the projects have been working on for decades with got billions, trillions of dollars and crazy technology. They better get to it. They better get to it. So don't know if this is real, but geez, I mean, and the guys on the channel here, Third Phase of the Moon, they were claiming they had multiple confirming reports, people calling in from the Portland area saying, yeah, I've seen those. So don't know, but they've got themselves a nice little media push with this. We got Sputnik. We've got the Daily Star here, which is like a tabloid, more of a tabloid sort of express.co.uk, those type of websites, dailystar.co.uk. Multiple sightings of secret military aircraft. So, hey man, could be something. And talking about the TR3B, just for a quick sec though, TR3B is a Black Project craft, secret space craft that is said to actually begin service, became operational in maybe the 70s, even as early as that. And operational back then. So like I said, if we've heard about these things, they've gone blacker, and they've changed the name on the program or the craft by now. But there are a lot of fake photographs out there about the TR3B, which is why I'm skeptical, I'm wary on this Third Phase of the Moon video. But for instance, these green ones, that one's probably a fake. This one, probably a fake as well. There are, I think, some real ones out there. I think, let's see, let me keep scrolling. I think this one's real. This photograph here was said to be taken in 1992. So, operational for a while, could be. You know, if this craft right here is real, it's probably a much more modern version, like a dart shape or something to that effect. But, hey, TR3B, very real craft, utilizing electrogravitic technologies and possibly mass cancellation too. So not just electrogravitics or anti-gravity, for lack of a better term, but also some sort of torsion physics technologies to be able to cancel the mass, make it lighter, make it go very, very fast. And also give it inertial shielding too, so that craft can go extremely fast, make a right-hand turn, and everything inside the craft is shielded basically in its own bubble. So there's no G-forces they have to deal with, or they're reduced immensely, the G-force they have to deal with. So a lot can be said about this. Not the first photographs we've got from it. If you follow exopolitics.org, Dr. Michael Sala's work, he's put out photographs of triangle craft, will look to be TR3Bs here, and some other cylindrical and rectangular shaped craft over MacDill Air Force Base in Florida. He's been putting out some photographs of these things from a contact of his for a couple of years now. So, you know, if you search, if you actually research, you can find a lot of photos, a lot of videos of these sorts of things, a lot of evidence. Of course, it's just not the evidence that we're given in the mainstream. So, that's that. I'm more than stoked for some secret space program disclosure. Some of these technologies coming out, seeing the light of day, getting out into the public domain, because by God, we need it. And do you understand what these technologies are going to do to our society? Second renaissance. Renaissance times 1,000. So definitely need that. We definitely need those tech companies wrangled in, right? And gosh, all of their censorship curbed, because we don't just need information out there about these black projects and these technologies, but health, vaccines, all this stuff. So there you go, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. Hit that like button. Remember, find all those little links and whatnot in the description that I was talking about earlier. Patreon, my shop, the coupon codes, etc. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. We'll see what Jim Watkins has to say in front of Congress. I'll be up early trying to find it. Don't know where I'll be able to, but you can find me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram posting about it when I do. So have a good night, everybody, or have a good morning if you're watching this tomorrow. Take care, everybody.